The New England Patriots just turned into the kind of team that makes the whole AFC go quiet. Because this is not a hot streak, this is a full change in who they are. Nobody expected it to look this heavy, this sharp, this ready for cold games that get ugly fast. One minute it feels like they want a fist fight in the run game, the next minute they flip the mood and hit you where you are weakest, and that sudden switch is what scares people. The shocking part is how calm they look doing it, like they already know the ending and they are just walking everyone toward it. It starts with the way Ramondre Stevenson and Trevayon Henderson hit you, not with speed, with pressure. They keep leaning, keep falling forward, keep turning normal plays into long drives that drain the air out of a defense. Then you see Drake May step in, and it does not feel like a young quarterback trying to survive. It feels like a guy choosing when the game is about to break. And when the box finally gets crowded, that is when Stefon Diggs starts showing up in the exact spaces defenses forget to guard because they are too busy bracing for contact. It is simple on purpose, and that is what makes it dangerous. Now here is the twist. The Patriots are not built around one thing. They are built to keep you uncomfortable on every snap. Christian Gonzalez can take away your clean throws, Carlton Davis can make routes feel tight and contested, and Christian Barmore with Milton Williams can crush the pocket without the defense needing to gamble. That means you are not just fighting the scoreboard, you are fighting the air in the room. Because every drive feels harder than it should. And that is where this matchup gets tense fast, because on the other side is Justin Herbert, a superstar. And if the Patriots front makes his night messy early, everything you think you know about this game can flip in a hurry. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Patriots and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 200 likes on this video. Justin Herbert is not walking into a normal playoff type night. He is walking into a test where the first problem might not be the defense, it might be the ground under his feet. What nobody wants to say out loud is how often his pocket has been a moving target. One snap feels fine, the next snap collapses from the side he trusted. When tackles like Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt are missing time and the line keeps changing shape, the quarterback stops playing free even when he is brave. He starts playing like every throw has a clock on it, and that is when games get weird fast. The scary part is how small the margins become when the protection is patched together. If the inside gets pushed back, Bradley Bozeman has to fight to hold the middle. And if the edge leaks, Jamari Sellier is stuck trying to survive against speed that never slows down. That kind of stress does not just cause sacks, it causes rushed footwork, throws that come out a beat early, and hits that land even after the ball is gone. Justin Herbert can make throws most players cannot even see, but he still needs one clean step to do it. And when that step is taken away, the whole offense starts living on the edge. And here is the twist that makes this matchup feel heavy. If the Chargers offense cannot stay on schedule, their defense gets dragged right back onto the field over and over with no time to breathe. That is exactly when New England becomes hard to deal with, because they show you a look that feels obvious. Then it turns into something else right when you start to relax. So the real question is not just whether Justin Herbert can take hits. It is what happens when the Patriots offense starts setting traps that make even a good defense hesitate. The New England Patriots can line up and make the whole stadium think it knows what is coming. Then they punish that confidence like it was a mistake. You see extra bodies near the line, tight ends packed in close, and it feels like a plain message. Get ready for contact. But the real play is not the obvious one. It is the moment the defense relaxes into its own rules and realizes the picture was a lie. The part people miss is how the details pull defenders out of position before the ball even moves. A small shift, a late motion, one receiver cracking down like he is part of the line, and the defense starts talking fast and thinking slow. That is where Josh McDaniels lives, not in flashy calls, in pressure that builds inside a defender's head. When the front tries to match size, the second level starts leaning forward, and now every step becomes a guess, not a read. Then the ball snaps and the trap closes in a quiet way. Hunter Henry can look like a blocker, then slip into open space when eyes are stuck in the backfield. And Austin Hooper can stretch a zone just enough to create a clean window behind it. Even Efton Chisholm can become the answer when defenders chase the first thing they see and forget the edges. And once you see how these looks are designed to make grown men hesitate, the next question is the one that decides the game. Who is the runner that turns that hesitation into real damage when everybody knows the hit is coming? The Patriots do something that breaks a defense without needing fireworks. They make you solve two different run problems with the same look. One series you think you have the answer, then the next series feels like a different sport. It is not just about yards, it is about how your linebackers start moving early, how your safeties start creeping, how your whole defense starts playing nervous because the fit you trusted last drive suddenly feels wrong. With Ramondre Stevenson, the stress is inside. He stays patient, he stays square, and he keeps his feet alive until one crease opens. Defenders think they have him stopped, then he slides off a shoulder and falls forward anyway. And now your best tacklers are spending the night reaching instead of wrapping. That is how a defense starts calling tighter fronts, bringing bodies closer, and daring itself to win in small spaces. Then Tre'Veon Henderson hits the same front with a different answer. He can press the lane like it is inside, then bend it to daylight when a defender loses his angle for 1 second. That one change makes defenders hesitate, because they cannot sell out to one spot anymore. And that hesitation is where the real danger sits. Because once the defense starts leaning too hard toward the run, it is Drake May who gets the clean picture. And the next part of this story is what he does with it. The New England Patriots have one quiet advantage that keeps getting missed. When defenses try to play safe, Drake May does not relax, he gets sharper. Zone coverage is supposed to slow the heartbeat, keep the ball in front, make the quarterback wait. But with him, it turns into a dare. He looks at that soft space like it is a crack in a door, and once he sees it, the throw comes out fast enough to make the whole plan feel pointless. What nobody is talking about is how quickly he turns a calm picture into a problem. Drake May reads the shell, holds his eyes just long enough, then drops the ball into the one spot that hurts most. And when Derwin James starts floating, trying to erase the middle and make everything late, that is where the pressure climbs. Because now every defender is stuck choosing, step up and stop what looks easy, or sink back and risk giving up a clean throw behind it. That decision does not sound scary until you see how fast it has to be made, and how little time there is to fix it once it is wrong. But here is the twist. This is only dangerous if the Chargers can keep him uncomfortable, and that is where their real identity shows up. The coverage is one part, the rush is the other, and the way they mix those two is what decides whether this turns into a smooth night or a messy one. So before you even talk about play calls, you have to talk about the people who make the rules on that defense, the way they want the game played, and what happens when the Patriots force them to break their own habits. The Chargers defense is not built to play polite football. It is built to make you feel rushed even when you think you are safe. Tuli Tuipulotu comes at you with power and quick hands. Khalil Mack still knows how to win a snap with one move, and Odafe Owe brings that burst that makes tackles panic and grab. It is not always about sacks. It is about forcing the quarterback to speed up, because once the timing breaks, every throw gets harder and every drive feels longer. The scary part is how fast that pressure can change the mood of a game. Then you get to the middle of the field, where the Chargers want to shut the door with speed and force. Dion Henley plays like he is shot out of a cannon. Denzel Perryman brings that strong hit that stops runners from falling forward, and Troy Dye can run and chase when the ball tries to escape outside. And right behind them is Derwin James, the piece that can show up anywhere and turn a simple read into a late decision. When those guys are flying downhill, it feels like the field is shrinking, and that is exactly what they want. Because hesitation is how mistakes happen. But here is the twist. This defense also lives on rules, on trust, on everyone seeing the same thing at the same time. Cam Hart and Dante Jackson can hold up when the picture stays clean, but when offenses start shifting and stacking and changing the angles, communication becomes the real battle. One late handoff in coverage, one step forward at the wrong time, and a safe call turns into a wide open lane. That is why the next part matters so much, because Josh McDaniels is going to hit them with motion and misdirection early, not to be cute, but to see who talks, who hesitates, and who breaks first. The Patriots do not just run their plan. They wait for your defense to believe the first story, then they punish the belief. Josh McDaniels builds the night like a setup. He shows you the same strong look again and again until your front starts leaning into it, and your coverage starts playing with its eyes in the wrong place. That is when the call changes. Not into something fancy, into something clean, fast, and cruel. The defense thinks it finally has the answer. Then the ball is already gone and the first down is already in the books. What gets overlooked is how much damage comes from who is forced to cover, not who is forced to tackle. When the Chargers bring heavier bodies closer to survive the run, Ramondre Stevenson and Tre'Veon Henderson stop being just runners and start becoming problems in space. A quick toss to the flat, a screen that lands behind an aggressive rush, a route that bends inside when a linebacker turns late, and suddenly the defense is chasing sideways instead of attacking forward. And when that happens, Drake May does not need a hero throw, he just needs the defense to blink for 1 second, because that is enough for a safe gain to turn into real momentum. Now the pressure flips, because every time New England turns a hard look into an easy completion, the Chargers defense stays on the field longer, and the game starts feeling heavier on their legs. That is how a matchup changes without one big highlight. It changes through small losses that stack up, until the scoreboard feels tight and the sideline feels tense. And once the Patriots offense has done its part, the next question is brutal. What happens when Justin Herbert has to answer while New England can rush with 4 and cover like they trust it? The Patriots do not need chaos to make a quarterback feel trapped. They can make it happen with patience, tight windows, and a steady squeeze that gets worse as the game goes on. The shocking part is how clean it looks from far away. Then you watch the routes and you realize there is no free air. Every throw feels earned, every catch feels contested, and every mistake feels like it could turn into points the other way. In a playoff game, that kind of pressure changes how a whole sideline breathes. This is where matchups start feeling personal. Keenan Allen lives for big downs. He wants that quick space and that clean break, but the Patriots want to make every release feel like a fight. Marcus Jones can chase the short game and turn a simple throw into a risky one. And Craig Woodson can sit over the top just long enough to make the quarterback second-guess the window. If the ball goes outside, Quentin Johnston and Ladd McConkey are going to have to win through contact. And if it goes inside, Trey Harris and Aron DeGadsden are going to have to finish catches with hands on them. Nothing is easy, and that is the point. Now zoom out and the stakes get even louder. If the Patriots defense can make Justin Herbert play tight, then the rest of the AFC starts looking at the bracket differently. Because the next opponent does not get a softer version of this. They get the same pressure, the same physical tone, and the same belief that the game will break in New England's favor if it stays close long enough. And when you think about teams led by Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and CJ Stroud, the real question hits hard. Who is ready to win 4 quarters against a team that refuses to give you anything free?